Had been so prioritized, and we're the PKK, the terror of death for Pete's sake. And then just giving them all a reason to hate us. We're not exactly well liked. Sakaki. Hey, Haseo, I guess you can't
mind
cheat.
controlled, just like Natalie was? Sakaki. He thinks he can mess with people's hearts.
I guess you can't cheat, Haseo, despite the fact that I'm doing all this cheating myself. I'm gonna punch him in the nose. Antares wants to go on a quest.
I wonder if Old Man Antares is okay. Let's invite Antares and head to the quest shop. Let's accept the STEAM Professor's research quest.
Well, life moves on.
Let's invite Antares and head to the quest shop. Let's accept the STEAM Professor's research quest.
Alrighty, so we gotta get Antares. And we need to get somebody else. I'd like a mage. Cycle goes up to 3. Let's grab Gaspar. And we're doing the STEAM Professor's quest. This is probably going to be the Mecha Grunty quest. Probably. Hey, buddy. I know what to do when bullies start messing around. You fight back and beat them up. No, actually, to anybody still in school out there, don't do that. That's the absolute worst thing that you could do. If somebody's messing with you, go find a teacher. Report it. Leave. Don't fight back.
And take this.
It's like dealing with trolls on the internet. Arguing with them is exactly what they want. Even if you, quote-unquote, win the argument, they don't care because they got you riled up. They're not in it to win, they're in it to get a response out of you. Worst thing you can do is argue back. Just like in real life, worst thing you can do, fight back. Somebody messes with you. I mean, defend yourself, don't just stand there and get the crap beat out of you. Alright, so we got a quest. We got a quest, and we're gonna go and beat up people, because unlike the real world, in video games, the correct answer is always to beat people up. So, let's go beat people up.
Hey, old man. Your email said that you wanted to talk to me?
Maybe. What if I don't want to talk to you now?
We'll talk after we clear this quest. Let's go.
Alright, so we got the alpha, beta, and gamma wave generators, and we've got to put them all out on the field to get this dude to come out of the triangular lake in the center. Now, we have to put them on little hill things around, and the best thing I see are, well, the 3 things with the chests and the items in the getting in Neunhaven. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go beat them up, and we're going to go see what happened. It's going to be great. Now, couple people were still... I mentioned something yesterday about logging in and stopping Sakaki from logging in and whatnot, and everybody still decided to argue back because apparently they still like playing devil's advocate and just intentionally trying to tick me off. But that aside, no, the login server and blocking someone from getting into the game, it's the same thing. Stopping some, it's like, oh, it's, well, maybe he never logs off. No, it's the same thing. Banning someone from getting into the game. Banning someone from getting into the game, blocking someone, or I shouldn't say blocking someone, but banning someone from getting into the game. Booting them from the game and preventing them from logging in, it's all the same thing, and it's all done on the same server type thing. Zero HP Ghost Falcon, go!
All right. Now to set the first one.
I mean, you see how it works. It's, or if you want to know how it works, Ida, the avatars, everything, that affects your character data. So it makes sense that maybe they can't alter character data, or they can't delete character data, or anything fancy like that. That makes sense. But as far as like the login, the kicking, and everything goes, all that is a name and an ID. You're not doing anything, you're not affecting character data, you're not tweaking, you're not changing anything. All it is a check when they try to log in or whatnot that says, oh hey, this name happens to be trying to log in. And people then went back and people went back and mentioned Kite, so why couldn't they kick Kite off then? And they actually never tried. Which I'll admit is another kind of silly thing that maybe I should have pointed out then, but I was too busy saying how friggin' awesome the original quadrilogy is. But, yeah, they could have just kicked him off the game. I mean, there are server problems and everything as well. You just can't log on. Oh well.
Okay.
Login server's down. Like, login server goes down, you can't just not get on. I mean, again, I'm trying to emphasize the point that this is a very stupid plot decision to put Sakaki in charge of everything. That's really all I'm trying to do. I'm just continuing to point that out. But, that said, of everything Sakaki said then, he said he was gonna kick Sakaki from the tournament, or he was gonna kick Haseo from the tournament, which, I'll give him, he's got the authority to do that. But personally, I think he was bluffing when he said he was going to ban Haseo from the world as a whole. Now, granted, I have absolutely nothing to back this. Nothing whatsoever. I just get the feeling that in all the authority they gave Sakaki, they wouldn't give him such administrator powers as, like, banning people from the server. Maybe they'd, like,
There it is.
Haseo, master of observation.
Bring it on!
And then the final thing, very final thing I wanted to mention in this tiny little dungeon is, when I mentioned that everybody in the tournament that loses gets turned into a lost one, admittedly, all I'm basing that on, I don't know that for a fact. Really, I'm just basing that on every IDA server that we've seen so far. When you get PK'd, you turned into a lost one, and then when the IDA server was was removed, you turned back, woke back up again. And like everybody up until now, it looks like, and down it goes. It's like everybody up until now that's kind of lived after the end of it, it looks like maybe they were just spared and not completely put out of their misery at the end of it. So that's kind of, I mean, that's where I come from with it. I could be wrong. But that's my impression just from what we've seen so far. And if it's not, then that's funny, because why would they go against an established thing? Oh well, doesn't matter.
I guess we've cleared it. Let's go report to the quest shop.
And Terrace has got a point, though. All of the world seems to be against us right now, but in the end, does that really matter? We have our own goal that's far more important than some public relations incident. And no matter what they think, it does not change the importance of this. Well then, email of plot advancement go. We have 1 new mail. 2 new mail, how about that? Startup Stray Mecha Grunny, good for us. And the tournament finals are ready.
We're fighting the hetero trio for the finals. They've been contaminated by Sakaki. Let's invite Kun and Adelie, and head over to the arena counter to register.
Now, the thing about IDA-infected PCs is that they're still just PCs. They may have IDA backing them, but in the end of the day, they're just regular players. And can be defeated just the same. So we are in need of Kun and Adelie's assistance. Alright, let's do this! The finals! Next up, if we manage to win this, is the title match against Taihaku. We just have to blow through the hetero trio. Now, I seem to remember that you can't actually knock back these guys, so... Ooh, a Flick Reaper. Very nice. You don't see many Flick Reapers. I think the first ones we saw in-game were actually in Vol.2, when going through Moon Tree. Some of the enemies were Flick Reapers, but I don't see them much. Those are the Scythe users.
Why would Endrance and Sakubo choose to side with Taihaku?
Don't know.
That is a good question, actually. Endrance is very clingy. He latched onto Mia for the longest time. And since then, he's latched onto Haseo just the same. To turn against Haseo so quickly, it'd be like Elk turning against Mia.
We've got to take on these hetero trio guys for the finals.
They're the infected that turned Sirius into a lost one.
We got this.
Hetero's just a puppet. Our real enemy is Sakaki.
It's time. Let's go. Right now, all we can do is fight.
The first ever PK tournament is drawing to a close. It's time for the final match. That booing could only mean, yes, Team Haseo has entered the arena. This team had an unexpected brush with disqualification in the semifinal. Could it possibly be that their tremendous strength indeed comes from cheating? Team Haseo's opponents are here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Team Hetero!
Hetero. Is it painful to be alive? Is it difficult? Does it vex you? Then show them! Everything bad in your life, including your present suffering, is all Haseo's fault!
What the?
Listen to the cheers from this crowd. Those cheers are all for you, for your victory. Take that lying, cheating hack Haseo and smash him to bits. Do so, and you will be the hero of the world.
Whether the crowd or the world is against us. It does not change our goal. Quit bouncing me off the walls. It's frustrating. In the end, though, this actually really isn't that hard to fight. Get Hetero, the team leader, down to like half health, and cutscene plays as long as I'm being juggled.
Did we get him?
It seems that wasn't enough. Well then, how about this?
Help me, please. Help me, please. Help me, please. Someone help me. Someone help me, please.
I can hear their voices. Those children, they're suffering. They're calling for help.
I'm using the Avatar.
But Haseo, if you do, Sakaki will...
Shut up! To hell with Sakaki!
I told you. I'll use the Avatar when and how I damn well please. I'm never gonna let him have his way! Okay, come on. Come on! I'm right here!
Just a few children, still in trouble. Perhaps even some of the children that he forced into disappearing along with him. Heck with Sakaki. Heck with him. Save the kids. I'm for that. At this point, I'll worry about what happens later. This fight is exactly like Oswald. Exactly like Oswald. And I did the same thing there, I'm just keeping my distance from him. When he does the kobold shot, he'll usually stun not long after. I hate arachno traps so much. Ah! So bad. I don't know why I have so much trouble dodging that. He'll usually stun not long after kobold bullet those, so stop shooting. Back up, you can outrun the kobold things, and then shoot, and he will use kobold bullet again. Alright. Wait for him to come out of the side. There we go. Really not the hardest fight in the game, though. Just Especially since you do a pretty fair amount of damage to him. Get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Well, that only kinda worked, but oh well. Just keep backing up. Keep backing up. Wanders his sorry butt out to the side, unload on him. And there's our protect break. Now let's turn these kids back to normal.